here together. So it's time for the morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm Jason, your host. I'll be your host for today. And I hope that you have, I hope you have I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. And let's see. Let's go ahead and do one of these things. Bear with me just for one moment. And there we go. I think we're ready to cruise now. I've got just a really quick, reminder. We were thinking, I'm thinking about turning on the, getting the live chat going again, but we had a couple of technical glitches this morning doing that. So that's why we're waiting another day. So hopefully that will be back up and running tomorrow. And here's your A440. So this is what I'm tuning to every morning. It's A440. It's a beautiful, beautiful global tone. So this is the pitch that the entire world is tuned to. So I always tune using a tuning fork as a reference pitch in the mornings. I try to not use those terms, but I'll rarely use the electronic tuner in the morning, because I do feel strongly, for my own benefit, that tuning the guitar by ear is a really great thing to do. So that's why I work through this mechanical process without electronic assistance. I can really start to focus in on what's what. Yeah, so good morning. Yeah, good morning. I hope you, like I said, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope it was good. You had some good quality guitar time. Maybe some good quality family time, or good quality rest and refreshment, or good quality food, good quality time with yourself. Anyway it breaks down, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I hope you're looking forward to a wonderful week. I know I am. I know it's we've got a few challenges coming up this week, but we're going to start right away with fingers 3 and 4 and frets 10 and 12 on the low E. So we're doing these, the metronome, you can hear the click, and I know it's annoying for some, but this is essential for others. It's a metronome, and it measures the time. It meters the time for the sound that we make. And I have this set sort of religiously to 60 beats per minute for my morning ritual for guitar growth, which I do every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. And this is basically it's for me, just warming up with the guitar. But it's also for you, so I guess it's for us. So let's get started. I'll start yapping as we go. Fingers 3 and 4 on frets 10 and 12. Here we go. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, I plan on getting the live chat relaunched this week. But we had a couple, I was hoping to start that today and maybe tomorrow. But we had just a technical glitch doing that, so it won't be today, unfortunately, but it will be again in the near future. We'll give it a shot, see if we can get it dialed in, tune it up to something, fun and focused. But for now, just looking at observing fingers 3 and 4 walking up and down the fretboard. How are your fingers feeling this morning? They feeling okay? Let's finger 2 and 3, the fretboard, 1 E and 2, 10 and 12. Here we go. Yeah, very simple. Just a really simple approach. We're getting started. And you know, it's not a huge seller, right? This isn't unless you have specific goals you're working on or a specific reason you want to be here. This is just it's just a morning ritual for guitar growth, and I'm doing this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. And to me, it's very exciting to be able to have the time to spend with the guitar, to be gifted that time from from above, and from all of the things that could happen in life that might prevent me from being here. The fact that I'm here is, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. Good. Fingers 1 and 2 on 10 and 12, and we are tearing this apart this morning. So 1 E and a 2, E and a 4, 1 E and a 2, and we're just running. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I really appreciate you taking a look. Just so you know, this is it's my actual morning warm-up time. So these are the things that I like to do in order to, you know, grow and maintain my guitar technique, my breath. So this is also a great opportunity to breathe and just let it go for a little bit. I'm going to set my intention for my rehearsal this morning, for my warm-up this morning. I'm going to set it publicly so that you can hear what's going on. And my hope today is to just be here and present for my entire warm-up session. Yeah, good, because this is going to set the tone for the remainder of my guitar day. 1 E and 2, frets 9 and 12, fingers 2 and 4, and here we go. Just long tones, nice and even stuff. And then once in a while, what I like to do is just get the finger roll, the finger sandwiches going. And these feel so good to be able to do these, even for me at 60 beats per minute at 7:30 in the morning. It's just it's somewhat of a miracle, you know. And to make them sound, you know, each tone sounds clean and clear. The goal is to sound clean and clear, right? So 1 E and the same thing with fingers 1 and 3 on 9 and 12. We'll just maybe chill it out a little bit. Just working the 1 and 3. No finger roll right here. And we'll turn it on and off because we don't need to do that all the time, but I do want to get the finger rolls starting. I want to move through the finger rolls a little bit more than we have been in the past, so these will start to benefit us when we start to do these arpeggios. So we have an arpeggio sheet that just circulated to just a small handful of people because that's going to accompany a lesson that's coming up. But so you hang on to those sheets because you're the first few that have them. It's going out in the batch in the next few days. so. But these are great, these finger rolls where we start with one finger on the tip and the tip of the finger, and then we roll up to the next string, or we start on the smear, the flat part of the finger in just the right place so that we can roll back down to the next lower string. This is a very sophisticated technique, which you'll see littered throughout the beginning of this process this morning. So we're starting with fingers 1 E and 2, fingers 2, oh, no, sorry, we're still in the 2-finger group. Fingers 1 and 4 on fret 7 and 12. Let's go ahead and get this done. So we'll start with 1 E and 2. You know what to do, and then we'll move back and forth between 1 and 4. But as we go, we realize, oh, that's right, we should be also exploring the finger roll with patterns like this as well. It's a little tricky to do, but if it's too difficult at tempo, what we do is we just simply slow it down. It's so easy to get caught up in the I need it now or I need it yesterday. You know, if you're anything like me and you're in like gear acquisition mode, you know, you lose sleep, you figure out which arm you can live without to get that piece of gear, that next piece. Sometimes it just takes over, you know. Sometimes gear acquisition, I think it feels the same way with technique acquisition too. We just want it to be all here, all right now. And that's not really how things work, right? But most of us are familiar with that, and some of us, if you're like me, are stubborn and want it to just still happen now, even though we realize it's physically impossible. So well, let's move on. We're moving away from 2-finger groups to, and then we did these groups that were contiguous fingers, and then we're using these fingers where we skip a finger. So these are still 2-finger groups, right? So we have fingers 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. Can you do this? This is a great exercise to be able to do. Yes, we keep 2 fingers straight while the other ones move, right? These 2 are moving, and we try to keep these 2 fingers from not moving. We try to keep those other 2 fingers completely still, right? Oh, you can see that first finger and that third finger want to move. So creating that finger independence can be done without the guitar. Okay, so let's start with fingers 2, 3, and 4 on frets 10, 11, and 12. 1 E and 2. I think you know what to do. And we're starting with 2, 3, and 4 on 10, 11, and 12. We're descending the pattern now. I got a little choked up on that one, but let's go ahead and just do a clean and clear. We're going to pass all the way down to position number 1, but then when we get to position number 1, we're going to add a little special sauce on this thing, a little 𝗀𝗃𝗃, you know what I mean? 𝗀𝗃𝗃. So let's put a little spice on it on the way back up, and we'll just use the finger rolls on the outside, like fingers 2 and 4 for this one. So stick with me, you'll see what's going on. I'm rolling from the second finger up, and then rolling down. So I have to use different parts of my fingers each time to make those finger rolls work correctly. But we can do it, it's not a problem. It might not happen up to this tempo for you right away, but I guarantee you can do this. And why would you want to do this? You know, that's the other question. Why, oh why, oh why would anybody ever want to do this? right, so let's take a look at fingers 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, go. We would want to do this kind of exercise for, for posterity. We know that we've practiced all of these finger combinations in theory, in practice. We could think about doing these things, but never practice them. Therefore, we never collect or develop or promote the muscle memory, the growth of the tissue, the understanding, the physical understanding of what actually needs to be done. And I think the repetition is just super important. I mean, at least that's what I've observed over the years. I was going to say decades, but I don't want to scare anybody. And it's not like it's some super effort, but it can be sort of surgical. I'm doing the finger rolls here, and these are great for when we want to start learning how to string skip or roll or get from one string to the next efficiently, effectively, quickly. This is all speed and tone building exercise. These are just little, it's like doing telephone poles probably, right? Similar to doing a telephone pole if you're a runner or a walker just sucking air, Little ginger tea, so I've got some ginger root and the old tea ball in there. 1, 2, and 4. All right, so we started with these 3 fingers now. We did these 3 fingers. Now we'll use these 3, and then we'll use these 3. This group, fingers 1 and 2 and 4. 1 E and a 2, T and O, go. And I will do my best to model what's going on. So I would encourage you, if you don't already have it, I would encourage you to grab your guitar. And I'm here until 8:30. So it looks like another 40 minutes. And you have plenty of time to go grab your guitar, tune it up, and jump in. Water's fine. Let's do some finger rolling on the way back up as we ascend the fretboard. And these shapes are not necessary, although these shapes are used for the completion and the execution of playing scales on the guitar. These are not scalar by any means, right? So these are just patterns that we are looking to just basically run. We want to exert some exhaustion over these patterns so that by the time we are called to play these patterns in a live situation or in an improvisatory situation, we have access to these ideas without hindrance, without difficulty. We want to help translate those ideas, those little fiery sparks that we have, those musical smoke and mirrors. We want to translate all of that from the ether up here, way out here somewhere. And as Carlos Santana was talking about how we're the conduit, we just hear the universe is making the music, but we're the conduits through which the music is just pours out of us. Like he used to talk about Trey Anastasio from Fish as being like the conduit, or he was like the fire hose, and the music would just come forth like water. So fingers 1 and 3 and 4. So we just did these, and we just did these 1, 3, and 4. We're going to do these and include finger rolls, 1 E and a 2. I feel like you know what to do. Yeah. So I'm here every weekday morning. We don't do, although we do a lot of similar work every day for the purpose of waking up with the guitar in hand. are here once again being thankful. Playing the same, so I like to do the same exercises time and again because now it's a standard. It's a way that I can understand a constant and how that variable, how the constant, how I can reach the constant. So at some points in my life, I feel like maybe I've reached a, we might feel this. We might feel like we reach a high level of playing the guitar or an instrument. And we might feel like we've achieved a high level of accomplishment. And usually that high level of accomplishment is consistent with feeling connected, or it's that moment where we are not aware of the world around us. Maybe we've ascended or transcended to a new place. And so putting these pieces together can really help facilitate that connectedness, that connection that we're looking for. I think many of us, want to just get around the fire. I realize my crops need rain, and unless I really mean it, unless I'm dancing and singing and chanting just the right way, if we're not doing this correctly, the rain may never come, right? So we're conditioned. I don't know, most of us have forgotten this, but this is where we come from, right? We come from this primal sort of dance around the campfire, pray for rain kind of tribal approach to, or basic approach to music as a cultural, it has some cultural significance to a place where we we buy and sell music now as a commodity and volatile, and there is some volatility in it. Its value shifts, ebbs and flows, like the diurnal tide. So let's go ahead, and I think we're finished with 3-finger groups. We are. Let's go ahead and get a stretch in because we haven't stretched yet, and we should stretch. We should definitely get a stretch going. And by stretch, I mean there are a number of things that we could do to stretch and a number of things that we should do to stretch. But the one that I like to do 4 times, I like to try to do this at least 3 or 4 times during my morning ritual live stream, is every 15 minutes. I love, oh, this feels great. I can already feel this benefiting me. And hopefully you can feel the same benefit. I like to do this for 16 counts or 16 clicks or 4 bars of common time. And at this time, I can refocus and realign with my breathing skill. So I've got my back sort of shifting its posture, growing, reaching for the ceiling with the top of my head. Those little reminders of posture are huge for me because I get lulled into this false sense of security when I practice for great lengths of time. And I'm assuming that it's not just a me thing. None of this is really just a me thing. I think these are traps, or these are things that we can avoid. Bad posture is going to cripple us over time. If we decide, like if you decide to play the guitar for the rest of your life, henceforth, this means a number of things are going, whether we realize them now or later, a number of things are going to need to come to pass. And they're going to need to be placed into the life of our own guitar practice. And one of those things among beyond diet and breathing is an activity is stretch, right? Stretching is just important. I like to talk a little bit about these things. I like to verbalize these things a little bit as I work through them, because Number one, some of us don't like silence. Some of us prefer the comfort of a rambler, one who rambles and talks for the sake of hearing himself talk. Some of us find comfort in that. I'm okay with sitting down next to a waterfall and just listening, or silence. I think the important piece is if I'm talking, I'm not focusing really on my breath, I guess is where I'm leading. So I should be focused on, maybe we could be more focused on this, like this. Yeah, that feel, and right away, if you practice that with me for that moment, you immediately know why that's important, right? And unless we took the time to do that, we might never know why that's important, right? To breathe and just sort of let it roll. I didn't know this for a long time, but if there's any tension in your body when you're playing your instrument, and especially, you know, high levels of performance, if there's any tension in your body, that can completely cause failure in the performance, right? Or the execution of, it can diminish the value of a really important passage or a very difficult passage. All right, we're back to 4-finger wonders. Let's go ahead and rip through this. Fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4 on 9, 10, 11, and 12. And if you're still with me, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back, and just know that every little thing is going to be all right. Yeah. There's just a lot of fun stuff just to do with the guitar, you know. Just have some fun with it, but if you're doing that during your warm-up, I just wanted to remind myself that I'm here for warming up, really not practicing the discovery-based method. So I'm just going to return to this, even though it's fun to think about discovering new sonic territories and styles. But we're starting with 1, 2, 3, and 4 fingers on 9, 10, 11, and 12, and we'll just walk through this together. 1 E and 2, 4 attacks per beat. Here we go. So here comes the finger roll. That's right. So we've done all of the 2-finger workouts, you know, all of the 2-finger workouts that we're, I think, going to do for today anyway. We did all of the 3-finger workouts, contiguous and non-contiguous fingers. Now we're working to get the, you know, the entire 4-finger structure kind of reborn on the fretboard. And to be reborn every day on the fretboard is really, just think about what that means a little bit. Every day on the fretboard is it's a new day to do it correctly, to do it right, to find our own voice, to find our own path, while observing and respecting the path of all others, past, present, and future. So it's, you know, we're sort of tied into this really large narrative where there have been guitar players or musicians for hundreds of years before me, before us, doing this same thing for a similar end. And for what? And then there's us, and then there will be the guitar practitioners of tomorrow who carry the torch. We all are here connected to the same thing. Isn't that just, to me, that's a remarkable thing to feel and bear witness to. So if you have it in you to write your own music or draft your own exercises, you could share those with the world, and that would be okay, because all we're doing really is we're doing the old school folk transfer, right? The interpersonal folk style transfer with a little bit of technology between us, though. Remember the days where we used to be around the campfire, and the orators, the great orators of old would talk about, would storytell. And that's how we would learn. We'd transfer, anyway, we'd do this folk transfer from the instructive tongue to the listener's ear. And that would be absorbed into the breast to carry with us, right? And so this is, it's not dissimilar, right? So let's go ahead and do fingers 1, 2, 3, and stretch 4. Let's try that. And we'll incorporate, yes, I know what you're asking, and I know what you're going to ask. You're going to say, hey, should we be doing the finger roll exercise here as well? And that is an affirmative, my friend. Whenever you ask that question, should I be changing up the pattern? Should I try a new pattern, like try instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe try 2, 3, 4, 1? Or 1, 2, 3, 4 with a finger roll? The answer is absolutely yes. Do all of those. The truth is, if you can think about it, you could be practicing it, or you could be developing that technology. You could be, you know, I think you're only cheating yourself if you don't do it. But yes, those permutations and all of those ideas, once we realize, wow, I'm playing something that could be played a multitude of ways. I remember the first time I realized that. I remember that well, and I think, you know, I at least remember the feeling of that, and it felt sort of like my mind was blown. It just kind of went poof, like a little, like one of those little mushrooms on your lawn that you step on, and it just goes poof. But all of the possibilities and all of the potential is just, it's there. It's there, and there's literally no shortcut, right? If you wanted to do this in equality, if you wanted to approach this, I'm sure you are, if you're here, I'm sure you understand the long road is the short road, is the long road, is the short. I know you probably get that. So 1 E and a 2. So let's go ahead and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And let's go ahead and do the kickstand now. So we'll get that first finger stretched back to fret number 8, and we'll see where this takes us. So 1 E and a 2, you know what to do. That sounded pretty good to me. To me, that sounded great. But it's not really about me. It's about the thing that's larger than me. And what is larger than me? What is larger than, you know, servicing myself? The larger thing than servicing myself is servicing you, getting you, you know, the thing that's bigger than me is you, or us, or we. And I don't know how many times, you know, how many times we approach life and we hear those who say the word I. Hooray for me, and the heck with you, you know, I did this, I've accomplished this. I think it's great to be aware of our own accomplishments and our own capabilities. I fully believe that it's not bragging if you can do it, you know, and you wanted to share that that's something in your wheelhouse, you can do it. That's good. That's great. How else would somebody know unless they witnessed it, right? But I think about this a lot, and why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Number one, I think it's just a deep love for the instrument, for the guitar, right? It's just a huge, like a profound love for creation, for observing the works of creation through the act of creation itself, you know, the sort of fumbling around with the idea of creation. So a lot of what I do here, you can join me in this one too, you know this diagonal pattern. A lot of what I do here, these are all tools that I use to keep, you know, poems, so that I might, if I do embark on an improvisatory or songwriting excursion, or if I wanted to try to find new chord changes to support a new melody, or these things that we're practicing right here, right now, are all contributing to mitigating risk factors of us not being able to successfully complete our goals and objectives. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So these are very, very important things to develop. I think what I want to do after this one is I want to go ahead and do the expanded version of this. So we'll start right here, and we'll start with fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but we're on low E, the D, we skip over the A string, go to the D string, the G string, skip over the B, grab that high E string. These are helping to stretch our fingers in different ways too. Instead of horizontally stretching the fingers through string skipping, we get that vertical stretch too that is so important for so many styles of guitar. Great chords everywhere on the guitar. So so enough fooling around. Sometimes you just got to get that let out, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to get it out of there. And then we can come back to minor pentatonic. You know, here's the Pentatonic Palace. We have been working on Pentatonic Palace, so we are definitely going to keep maintaining this. Great stuff because, you know, you don't need to be playing it at the same tempo. You can play it faster than what I'm doing, you can play it slower than what I'm doing, but as long as you're playing the, you know, the pentatonic shape, the minor pentatonic in this case, or the, we'll call it like the 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 3 1 3s, and then 2 1 4s on the top. That's the pattern. You can just play it as slowly as you can with your tongue noodling around. You can play it, you know, you can play it 1 attack per beat, and that's still sufficient to be conditioning muscle memory, both large, gross, and fine motor, right? We could also just start singing each one of these notes as we go, because it's super important. You never know when you might need to have that skill in place, and you know it's true, right? So funny stuff. The next shape is just going to, we're going to work what is still the major or minor pentatonic, but it's going to have fingers 2 4 1 4 1 4 2 4 1 3 2 4 2 4. So remember that. 2 4 1 4 1 4 1 3 2 4 2 4 2 4 1 4 1 4 1 3 2 4 2 4. And then what we'll do is we'll iron it out so it's continual. It's continuous. Practice patterns through it, but for now I'm just going to get familiar with these. I might even start encouraging myself to, or you, encouraging us to use hammer-ons and pull-ups. And then next shape is going to be 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Stretch the 1 back and do 3 again. So 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and then stretch back to 1 and 3, and then 1, 4, 1, 3. Got it. To go. The next one, which is 1, 4, 1, 4, and then 1, 3, 1, 3, and then 2, 4, 1, 4. Yeah, that's right. You can play this at any tempo you would like, and it doesn't have to be right on top of what I'm doing. It can be literally anywhere you'd like. And then you can just do the old 4, 1, 4, 2, you know, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. And then you can fumble about like if you want, that's okay. Okay, look, it looks pretty cool. The next and the last shape before we reach the octave pattern is 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. So 1 and a 2, and you know what to do. Yeah. And if you have questions about this, you can always email me at grow, it's not growth, it's grow at 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, grow at 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.com. Email us anytime. Grow at 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.com and say, hey, where's my Pentatonic Palace? I would love a copy of the Pentatonic Palace exercise. And this is sort of like the beginning of the, the tip of the iceberg for pentatonicism in our lives, but I just thought it would be a good time. We're coming up to this is episode 140 or 50 something or other, and we're coming up, I'm here every weekday morning, as you know, and we're really coming through the year, and we're getting ready to really, believe it or not, to close out the year, right? So we want to be sure that we're getting all of these things, into the cyclical sequence of what we want to practice every day. And so things that you want to practice in your warm-up might look different than what I want to practice in my warm-up. And is that okay? It must be okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Why wouldn't it be okay? If you don't want it to be okay, I'm sure you can find someone to tell you it's not okay. If you want it to be okay, I'm sure you can find someone who also will tell you it's okay. But the most important thing, you and I both know, we both know this, will be the determinant of what's okay and what's not okay, I think, right? In other words, it's your guitar. Play your own guitar. Play it the way you want, right? That's it. It's pretty simple. All right, let's go ahead and go through the old, we worked through last week. And if this is something you're interested in, if you want the full like 8 or 9 page, I forget, 6 or 7 page sheet that outlines these arpeggios, you can let me know. You can also email me at 𝗀𝗏@𝗀𝗏 and you can say, hey, I'd love to have this sheet that you took the time to build for me for free. It's free. We'll just email it to you for the time being. But you can email us at 𝗀𝗏@𝗀𝗏 and say, hey, I'd love to have the arpeggio, the C major arpeggio sheet, 1 E and a 2. And here we go. We're starting with the 4, the subdominant. We're moving up to the 5. These are just triads, minor triad, and then the diminished triad. And if you want this sheet, all you have to do is ask. It's free. And these little exercises are great because it really, we start hearing how the C major scale sort of pans out or plays out over the span of the guitar neck. And so, you know, oop, that's not really C major. Your ears will tonicize the key area, and then you realize, oh, I'm playing a triad, and I'm on the 6th chord. Now I'm on the 7th chord, and oh, I know that to be diminished chord. And there are all of these little things that just through the simple act of practicing triads, a triadic approach, a 6-string triadic approach, meaning 6 strings, tri, 3, add, you know, a unit or a note, we'll say note, 3-note unit in the style of triadic, in the style of 3 notes. So we have the C, E, G, C, E, G, and then C, E. And then we don't grab that G because it's outside of the scope of that pattern. But for example, if your ears are good, and I know they are, you could hear that I'm making a mistake about, oh, I'm not supposed to play the 2 there, I'm supposed to play, oh, I'm not supposed to play the 7 there, I'm supposed to play the 1, right? There's a lot going on here, and what we're trying to do, I think, one of the things is, number 1, memorize these shapes. And then, you know, all these numbers, and they're not necessarily in order of preference or importance. It's just that playing these things will help to unravel the fretboard. So. So there's a lot of connective tissue in there. So I hope that you definitely enjoy that. I'm going to close us down with a stretch today because I feel like my tendons are starting to say, ouch. Let's just stretch it out a little bit, and we'll prepare to come back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time and do a little bit more work on ourselves. And that is, if you have the time. If you have the time, I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you have the time, join us and bring your guitar. there's a live chat that we're getting ready to turn back on this week. We were hoping to have that ready for today, but we didn't really get it. We had a technical snafu, so I think we were a minute late this morning, 1 minute late. After I stretch here, I am going to work on some kind of, just to take 2 minutes maybe to try to work on something new and fresh, create a melody or a melodic line. So I'll start singing that line now. Da, da, so it's something like da, 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 da. It's not really, I was hoping it would have been in the key of A, so I could use the open strings for, you know, for some kind of motion. Maybe, so we hear this established, so minor pentatonic, modulate that down to an A. You know, I don't see why we wouldn't. Let's see what that does. So since we're talking about triads anyway, I might move around. So, and then let me show you what I'm talking about. Then when I move up a half step, I come back to A, to the next section of the song, and then down a major third, and then up a minor third, down a major third. So we can actually incorporate all of those little pieces of the triads into how we formulate or where we formulate chords that have nothing to do with the diatonic approach to music. So anyway, exciting times, and I'm glad that I recorded that because I'll likely go back and use it for another song that's coming up. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for playing guitar here with Jason Carey Guitar, with me at Jason Carey Guitar here on YouTube. I truly hope that you have a wonderful day, and I truly hope that you become the guitar practitioner of your dreams and share it with the world, okay, through folk transfer. Until we meet again, I hope you, let's try that again. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking. There it is. Oh.